Out here, you're truly in your element, where you grab hold and let nothing stand in your way. Introducing the next generation of the world's smoothest, strongest, and most versatile ATVs. All new Sportsman 450 HO and Sportsman 570. They put confidence, adventure, and accomplishment right where they should be. Firmly in your hands. Polaris, think outside.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 Polaris Off-Road Live launch event. So I'm Anne-Marie Mills and I'm from the ATV Marketing Group.
I'm Scott Taylor from the ATV Product Group.
So we're so excited to be here today. Being on Sportsman, this is a great year for us. So we've got new news for the 450 and 570. So for the last decade or so, these machines have actually been untouched, but we are here to introduce some of the most amazing innovations and improvements that came straight from you guys, our riders, which we are as well. So I'm pretty excited to hear about this. So we've earned the reputation of being the world's toughest, the most trusted ATV. And today, with all of these improvements, we're gonna walk you through why we are the smoothest, strongest, and most versatile ATV ever. So, over the next 15 minutes, Scott and I are just gonna pop around the machines, tell you all the things that we think you wanna know. So don't forget to submit your questions, because we'll leave some time at the end. We hope to get through all of it, but just in case. So let's get right in. I'm excited. So Scott, let's go back to kind of the beginning. 450, 570, legendary platform. But talk me through a little bit of the stuff of why we chose this one this year, and let's just kick it off.
Yeah, so perfect, thanks. So on the 450 and 570 this year, I mean, if you look at, it's been 8 years since we've had this design. I would say we've talked to a lot of customers, and we're riders and owners of Sportsmans ourselves, so we know things that we'd like to improve. So a lot of voice of customer improvements here. And we really started with the design. We were changing a lot of stuff under the skin, but the skin was really old. So we've upgraded the style, and we've got this new really aggressive, beefy style, really heavy, good stance on the front. We've got LED lights on some trail models. We've got halogen lights, so again, a real aggressive look. Taking a lot of design cues from the XP 1000 look. We've got a new designed Sportsman original headlight pod that's steerable. If you look at the plastic, you know, some of the refinements we've made. If you look at the plastic, a really nice texture. So a level of refinement in this segment that hasn't been seen before.
All right, so obviously the white color is really great. The orange springs, new tires, new wheels. But let's just jump right into some of the things that we changed, because we knew riders have been asking for it. So right away, go under here, and we've got new battery location. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things, a current customer complaint, was really the battery. So a couple things, the size of the battery. We've went with a quite a bit bigger battery, so we've got 78% more cold cranking amps. We went from a 14 amp hour to a 22. And if you know from before, if you've ever tried to charge a battery or change a battery, it was way down low in the mud or the snow. We've moved it up off that bottom frame right here underneath the front rack. So your fuses, your diagnostic port, all your batteries for your connections right here. So again, for cold starts, much better. For high accessory loads, much better. The other thing we've added is a trickle charger port up in the pod. So if you are away from your Sportsman for some amount of time, you plug that in right up on your pod, and you can have your vehicle charged at all times. It also doubles as a 12-volt charge port as well.
Which is also really nice about having that location, is that we still have all the storage that you've come to love. Class-leading storage in both the 450 and the 570, now just with some improvements. All right, so I know the next thing that we did is we did something with the bushings. So let's talk about that a little bit. Automotive, rubber, no grease. Let's dive in a little bit there.
Yeah, so we know that you guys want to be out on the trail more and wrenching less. So we've went to a new style bushing, and it's really, like Anne-Marie said, more automotive style. So a rubber bushing, don't need to grease it. It's quieter. Plus, it gives a little more softer suspension too, so you get a little more compliance. And that's on our AA arm models and also on the strut model. So throughout, we get the new bushing on all of them.
Great. So let's stay there. So we've also got another improvement, owner-inspired improvement, rider-inspired. Like, that's one of the things that's so great about both of these, is that whether you're a new rider just coming in or you've been a veteran Sportsman owner for years, all of these improvements are just going to make that ride even better than what we've had. So let's go into the engine braking. Okay. So I know we've kind of heard that before, that sometimes that's not as smooth as it could be. So walk me through a little bit more about the improvements that we did and why someone would kind of feel that and when they're going to use that.
Yeah, so the engine braking on the 450 and the 570 is much improved because it's smoother. So on previous models, if you were plowing or pulling up to a trailer, things like that, a little bit jerky. So we smoothed that out a lot. So big noticeable difference there with the EBS models.
Great. All right, so now let's go through this. So we've got obviously the awesome white, top of the line, limited edition over here.
Yep.
My favorite, hopefully getting one. And then now we've got the 450 HO.
Yep.
Super awesome, kind of the easy, accessible machine that we've got in here. So let's walk through what we're seeing here is the utility edition. So we know that that comes with some racks, the front. These ones actually across the whole line has increased towing capacity. So we've upped it to about 1350.
That's right.
In towing capacity. I think we already hit on the storage. Rack capacity that we get on these, all the different tied down points, but kind of let's go through just really quickly what you get on the utility package and talking about all of the different trims we have.
Sure, we've had utility package in the past, and customers told us they want more in that package. So we've got a few different levels of utility package, but basically you start out with a front bumper, and we did add back in a front hitch. With these vehicles, you get a front steel rack on top of your storage, so you still get your storage underneath. And then in the rear, you have a steel rack as well, a little more stylized than what we had in the past. Plus, you get lock and ride holes in the back as well. We went to another step further on these, and on the 570 EPS model of utility, we added in a switchable power port in the back. So you can have a 12 volts in the back and a switch on the front to turn it on or off for sprayers, spreaders, things like that utility customers want.
Well, and I think that the really awesome thing about that rear port is also going to be there's harnesses that you can add to do more lighting back there, so if you need some rear lighting. But what's awesome too is that Rockford Fosgate is coming into the line, and we've got an audio storage / audio box that's compatible right out of the box. So we're really excited. Gives kind of someone more of a premium audio if they want it, since a lot of, especially our trail riders, we really like that. All right, so I think I've been looking at this, and I know that obviously there's bigger tires on that one and this one, but this one even looks bigger than what we had current year in 2020. So let's talk about tires.
Yeah, you're right. So a 450, we used to start out at a 24-inch. Some of the competitors still have 24-inch in the start of the lineup. We went to a 25-inch. And we've also went to a 6-ply tire as well. So again, better puncture resistance on the trail and better value really starting in that 450 level. Some of the other things of 450, we've added, all the models get a front rack extender standard. And then as you move up the line through EPS and into 570s, you can get front and rear rack extenders, and then sometimes bumpers included as well. So again, different trims as you walk your way up the line.
Okay. One of the things that we didn't hit on is, so we know, especially with the utility riders and customers, that they really like the fact that it's come pre-wired in the handlebars for winches and plows. But this year we added capabilities for thumb and hand warmers.
That's right.
So all right here in the switch, ready to go.
Yeah, if you've run wire for a hand warmer and thumb warmers before, you had to run the wire all the way down. Now there's a power port right up in the pod. So really handy feature for customers.
Great. Well, I think that that's just great. I think the other thing to just kind of hit on a little bit is that, so we've got the limited edition Ultimate Trail that you see right here. We've also got a Utility HD that's not shown here, but coming out as well. We've got the 450 base, and then the 450 EPS, 570 EPS. We've got the premium. There's a new factory installed package for the trail riders. So again, you don't see here, but that's another trail that's new to the lineup this year. Anything that we want to call out there that's just kind of new? It's a little like this, but just
so, I mean, some of the awesome things on the Trail LE, obviously. So the trails have a double A-arm suspension in the front, 26-inch Duro tires. One of the cool features that we have that hasn't been seen in the segment before is these vehicles have what we call a package called ride control. And ride control gives you a really easy electronic throttle. You can do a speed limit if you've got somebody that's less experienced, or if you want to spray or spread at a certain speed. Also, if on the trail, now I can modulate my thumb. I'm not always having to keep it in that one spot. And then also you can geofence. So a technology that we brought out in youth vehicles now actually you can have on your full-size vehicles as well. So you can draw in a little fence on your phone, flash it into that display, and for dust conditions or speed around the farm or a company, you can have those options. So really good new technologies not seen in the segment.
Well, I was going to say, just to hit on that one a little bit, that's all enabled through the Ride Command app.
Correct.
So that's really awesome. You don't have, it's not the display here yet, but it's the Ride Command app that just leads the functionalities and lets you store in your garage and in your settings, and can transfer from vehicle to vehicle if all of those have so that comes on the Ultimate Trail as well as the HD utility.
That's correct. Yep.
So, well, I think we've gotten a huge review. I'm just excited. There's different colors, obviously, from the lineup. So I think we're going to go turn it into questions. So we've got some preloaded questions that came in that we've been seeing everybody on the feeds, and we kind of want to hit them hard. Some of them we hope that we've actually answered along the way, but let's check it out. So we've got Owen. Owen asks, do all come standard with EPS, or is that still an option? So yeah, it is. No. Not standard on everything, but it is still an option. So we've got the 450 HO base, we've got the 570 base, and then an EPS, and then it ladders up from there. Anything to add?
EPS comes standard with engine braking too. So if you get an EPS model, you get engine braking as well with those.
Great. All right, next question. So Daniel asked, does the Sportsman XP1000, so changing it up, come with the new LED headlight pod? And I would say no. So well, let's rephrase. So one of the versions does. The Hunt Edition comes with the LED headlights, and it is actually a Polaris engineered upgrade this year. So actually what you're seeing right here is both an accessory and also comes in this trim as well as that XP1000 Hunt Edition. All right, you want to take the next one from Jefferson?
Jefferson, where is the battery located on 2021? So as we went over before, used to be down here in the bottom frame, now is right here underneath this rack. So up high, better spot, out of the mud, easy to get at if you want to put accessories on it. So probably the biggest ask from you guys out there today.
I know that one for sure. All right, so do all models have arched A-arms? They do not.
They do not. So
I'll let you take that one.
Yep, Trail models get the arched A-arm suspension, and the Hunter models get the arched A-arm suspension. Strut suspension on the front on the other models.
Great. All right, so not sure who asked this one, but we'll take it. Did I see that the 2021 570 has the same body styling and look as the current 850? No. So we kind of walked through a little bit of that.
Yeah.
As you can see, we've redesigned the front end. It is familiar of one of our one of our other model lineups within the Sportsman family. But yeah, we kind of brought off, if we were sitting here, some of the major stylistic things that I think right off the bat is this plastic panel kind of came up, a little bit more of an angled headlight.
Yeah, headlight, I mean, we did a lot of testing with customers, and they really like the aggressive headlight. Also like the color breakup here. So it looks a lot like the XP or the 850, but again, it's a little bit different style. But again, taking the cues off that's successful there and brought them to this model. So.
Great. All right, so then Garland asks, any ADC, which is active descent control? Yes.
Yes, so the premium 570 models have ADC, as well as trail models have ADC.
Great. All right, so Tony, he asks, when will these be available? Such a great question. And it's an easy answer, but not immediately. So a lot of these are coming out, should be in your dealerships in a couple weeks, kind of early September.
Yeah, probably late September on most models. And the two LEs, the Trail LE and the Ultimate HD LE, those ones are going to be consumer orders. So you'll see you can put in a lead on the website, and we'll be taking orders through the dealer on those. So you go to your dealer, and those are not available to your dealer right now. So that's an exclusive program. That's the first time that we're doing that in ATV right now. Yeah,
and actually just to hit that one a little bit, if you go to our website today and go into the main homepage, or if you go into our build tool where it talks about building yours in the 360 configurator so that you can customize it, there's a way that you can click to notify you, and you can stay up on all of the notifications that will continue to communicate with you until those are available. Because like you said, limited stock, and we just want to make sure that if you want them, you can get them. All right, so I think that we have hit all of the questions. We, again, are really, really excited. Do not go anywhere, because we've got our Ranger team coming up next, but make sure that you click the link that's below where you can explore more, learn all about both everything we've brought to you on the 450, 570 platform, all the stuff you'll hear about in a little bit on Ranger, but don't forget about all the great goodness that came in the Razor lineup as well as the general lineup. So thank you for sticking with us. Have a great one.
Thank you.
it's only right. My head's up, I stay strong, forever young, may you live long. With perseverance, hold on and stand tall. Never back down with my back against the wall. I'm an overcomer, I overcame it, y'all. I conquered every mountain, I've been through it all. You gotta seize it, every moment, every minute. Every time you get a chance, you gotta live it. Handle your business, I'm never scared with no fear, I'm well aware. I stay ready, I'm well prepared. I risk it all for the cause, take a risk and put it all on the line. I'm fearless. I am fearless. You know I am fearless. You know I am fearless. You can't stop me. I'm fearless.
When you live for big style and even more off-road capability, there's only one machine that lives up to it. Meet the Ranger XP 1000 Trailboss. It maintains every inch of ground clearance under big loads and delivers ultimate control down big hills. Rise up and over anything the trail throws your way and pierce the dark with crystal clarity. The world's #1 utility side-by-side lives up to it all. Polaris. Think outside.
Welcome to the 2021 Ranger Live launch, or should I say, welcome to Ranger Country. My name's Anna Abbott, and I am the marketing manager for Ranger.
And I'm Chris Hood, Director of Product Planning for Ranger.
We're super excited to give you guys a preview of what's new for Ranger in model year 21 and answer any questions you guys might have. Please feel free to continue to submit questions, and we're going to do our absolute best to get them all answered as we go through this. The 2021 Ranger lineup is packed with rider-inspired upgrades. And we're making this thing, with all of these upgrades, the strongest, most capable, and most comfortable vehicle ever. Super excited to dig into this. Chris, you want to take it from here?
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about strength. There's a couple of key things that we really want to go through here to get a lot of that across. The front drive is one of the first ones we'll go through here. So that pairs with a couple of different things. First of all, it improves the strength of the front drive, so it's 30% stronger this year than before, and it comes with a 15% stronger frame. And the reason why they go together is to accommodate the new front drive. We've changed a lot of the frames, so it mounts completely differently, and it's supported completely differently. The other thing that goes with that is suspension changes. So as we changed the frame, we also changed how the suspension attaches. So both bigger bolts and stronger components, bringing that all together for about 50% more strength. The other key thing that we've been working on is clutching, and I know this will be something that a lot of you will be interested in and be glad to take questions on it. But essentially, the clutches have been completely redone. They're over 80% different than they were in the previous year, and everything we focused on is really about adding the durability and the strength into the clutches. So both addressing components by making them bigger, making them more wear-resistant, attaching them more securely, and really adding all of that up to that 6,000-mile service interval, or 50% more durable than it was. And the other cool thing is we've also got more fins on the clutches themselves to drive more air through the system to keep your belt cooler as well. So really a couple of really awesome improvements there on the entire system.
Actually, we do have a question that came in. Can I get the new clutch parts on my old Ranger XP 1000?
Yeah, great question. So there'll be some information coming out to your dealer to be able to work with them and figure out which components are right for you, work with the latest service bulletins that are out there to get you the most updated components, and really find that mix of updated components that's right for you, or an entire new clutch if necessary.
Awesome. All right, you guys, let's jump into the new limited edition for 2021. Behind me, we have the all-new Northstar Trailboss. This thing is a beast. We built this for our consumers who want the best of the best, and they want the most capability to get work done, and at the end of the day, they want to look really, really good while doing it. Chris, do you want to tell us about some of the new features?
Absolutely. So there's a ton of cool features on here, and it looks fantastic, obviously. Keep in mind, Trailboss is available both in the cab Northstar that we have here, which is based off the Ultimate trim, and then we also have it in the non-cab variant, so just the regular premium XP 1000. So let's touch on some of the key components that make it both look and function differently. So we've got the larger wheels that we have on all of the XP 1000 premium units and up the lineup. So they've got the fantastic machined features on there, really stand out on the trail and in the showroom and in your garage at home. And then we've paired that with bigger tires. And what the bigger tires are going to do, it gives you more sidewall to be able to take things on the trail, and it also gives you more ground clearance. So it's 2 inches bigger than the regular tire that we have on the XP 1000 premiums, and that's going to add up to an inch extra ground clearance. So 14 inches total on this vehicle as it sits. Both the Northstar and the non-cab variants get that 14 inches of clearance.
That's awesome. You guys, you guys have been asking for these bigger tires for a really long time, and we're so excited to be able to bring them to you. They look awesome. The wheels are amazing. We're super excited about this. The ground clearance is one of the biggest things, both ground clearance and style, that we are driving into the all-new Trailboss model.
Yeah, and ground clearance is a really key thing to point out. So with that, we've got the arched A-arms. And what that's going to do is not only give you the 14 inches of ground clearance along the vehicle, but that's also going to give you the maximum amount of it across the vehicle as well. So not only do you have ground clearance in the center, you have it across the maximum amount of vehicle that you can to get you over all of those obstacles. One of the other cool features that goes with that is the self-leveling suspension. So we see a lot of consumers that they go out, they do something, they put something in their box, and then they find that they potentially have challenges coming home and clearing those same obstacles. What the suspension is going to do is help you have exactly the same clearance that you go out with on your way back when you may be loaded, or vice versa. So what it essentially does is it pumps up the suspension as it's articulating over bumps or whatever it may be, and maintains that travel the whole time. So the two shocks work independently on the rear and make sure at all times that you're maintaining that clearance as you're navigating whatever terrain there may be. And then keep in mind, if you're approaching anything like a hill or challenging terrain, you also have ADC on this vehicle as well, which is active descent control. So you're going to be able to navigate down all of those tight trails or challenging terrain environments to be able to get the best out of your vehicle and really control it as it's coming down those hills and challenging environments.
Awesome, and somebody did ask, tell me a little bit more about these LED headlights, and can I get these on my current Ranger XP 1000?
Yeah, great question. So let's turn these on for a second and just take a look at them. So it's got a signature LED accent on the top. It's got low, it's got high beam. It really adds a ton to the vehicle in looks, but it also adds a ton in capability. It's 90% brighter than the halogen headlight, so a ton more power there to be able to see further and wider than ever before. It's standard on several models. Trailboss is one of them, along with the Ultimate Northstar, Texas Edition, and a couple others as well. And yes, it is available as an accessory for $499, so a fantastic deal there to be able to upgrade your Ranger from model year 18 and onwards. It's plug and play, 3 screws, super easy to do, about 15 minutes aside, so really cool feature.
Awesome, yeah, and these LEDs, we spent a ton of time with our industrial design team working through the layout, the design of these. We, again, are really excited to come out with these. You guys have been asking for them for a really long time. So again, we have them on select models, but really excited to be able to launch these for you guys. And again, both low and high beam as well with a nice accent on them.
Yeah, and I've actually been running these since about January as a prototype on my vehicle, so I've been plowing at all hours of day with them, and they're just fantastic. You know, you add them with a light bar and some reverse lights or something else as well, and it really just improves that overall experience of being able to see at nighttime and really do those tough jobs at all hours of the day. So super, super cool upgrade there.
And I've been begging him to be able to get them on my Ranger someday. So.
Good news is they're available now, so we can solve that problem.
All right, we did get another question too. Can I get ride command on Trailboss?
Yeah, so great question. In the cab variant, it is not something that we have from the factory, but it is something that you can buy as an accessory. In the Ultimate model that we see here, that the cab vehicle is based off, it is actually a standard piece of equipment. So with that, you're going to get your backup camera, you're going to get your front camera, your in-dash stereo, your vehicle-to-vehicle tracking, your maps capability, and all the cool things that you would expect with Ride Command as standard in the Trailboss as it sits right here.
Awesome. We've also been getting a ton of questions on Northstar and specifically digging into some of the difference between the Northstar trims and then also what's new for 21. Do you want to talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's maybe take it back and go, okay, what's a Northstar? Well, keep in mind our air conditioning unit. So it has the heat, it has the air conditioning, it has the full cab as you see it right here. It's got all of those bells and whistles that you would expect in a premium vehicle. And the Ultimate and Premium really had a little bit of separation as far as the power doors and the tip-out windshield that you have. And for 21, we've extended that even more. So you're going to get the LED headlights, for example, added onto that package. You're going to get the bigger wheels and tires. So really just a much more commanding presence and difference between the two. And let's not forget the embroidered seats that you get in 21 as well. So if you buy a premium spec Northstar, where it will say premium there, and if you buy the Ultimate one, it will say Ultimate. So really adding that custom little touch there to make you feel special inside your vehicle.
Yeah, and these are, again, our Northstars have been doing so well for us. Our consumers, you guys love them. We're super excited about it. I can't wait for the day that I can actually get one and get one with the LED headlights. But again, continue to submit your questions on this. We're super excited to launch the new Ultimate and Premium trims. Okay, we do have a couple more questions coming in. Mallory asked, is Ride Command standard or is it an option?
Yes, that's a good question. So any Ranger in the full-size lineup, whether it be the Ranger 1000 or the XP 1000, you can add it as an accessory if you don't have it from the factory, but select models do have it. So we have an XP 1000 that is the Ride Command Edition, essentially a choice package that you can add, and that's a fantastic unit. It also gets the LEDs with it as well. And then obviously the Northstar Ultimates all have Ride Command as standard. So a little bit of a mix there, but there's always a way to get the vehicle that you want, whether it be standard from the factory or added as an option.
Yep, and the awesome thing with Ride Command is you get audio included with it, and then you have some of the cool features like Plow Mode Group Ride that we actually launched last year, but really, really awesome, cool features. Another question is, Armando asked, what is the towing capacity?
Yeah, good question. So as the vehicle sits right here, and as with all Ranger 1000s and XP 1000s, it is 2,500 pounds. So a really fantastic capacity there to get whatever you need done, wherever it may be on your property or off the property.
Awesome. And then I just want to call this one out. Forest expressed gratitude for a much needed headlight upgrade. I agree. So thank you, Chris, for working through that. I know you spent a lot of time on that.
Yep. Definitely a project with a ton of passion poured in from the entire team. So we're really proud of those ones. They're great.
And then we have another question. Sick, you put 29-inch tires on Ranger. What about my high lifter?
Oh, that's a good question. So it's a shame we don't have a high lifter here because it is one of my favorite upgrades that we've done this year is add the 30-inch tire to the high lifter. So that paired with the capability that was already there, what we're hearing from people that have ridden it, just with the tire change is really that it's transformed the unit from already being super, super capable into something that is just unstoppable. So with those bigger tires, you obviously get the 15 inches of ground clearance now, so a big improvement there. So really industry leading in every respect there to be able to tackle whatever you need to do from the mud. The new color scheme on it with the gray looks fantastic. Really is one of my favorite units. Shame we couldn't have one here, but there's only so much space. But I encourage everybody to go take a look at that one. It's phenomenal.
And just jumping off of that too, on Texas Edition, we also came out with 29-inch tires as well. So you get the 29-inch tires and the awesome, amazing, bold LED headlights as well. We did get a question from Holly. What's your favorite feature ad? What's yours?
Oh boy, favorite feature ad. I think for me it would be between the LED headlights or I think I'm gonna have to say LED headlights. Yep, that's just my favorite one with the amount of time that I personally spent on them with the team. So yep, definitely my favorite there.
And I know I've been talking a lot about LED headlights, but I think mine are actually the bigger tires. So the 29-inch tires are awesome.
Yep.
And then across the XP 1000 lineup, you now get 14-inch wheels as well. These really stand out, and that's probably actually one of my favorites. I think between the wheels and the bigger tires, they're awesome. So. Let's see, Gabe asked, does the Northstar Trailboss come in crew?
Correct, it does, both in the cab version that you see here, the Northstar, and the non-cab. So any kind of seating configuration that you need, whether it be the 3-seat or the 6-seat, we have that available for you.
Awesome, and then we have one other question. When can we get the new models?
Good question. So we're essentially rolling into production right now, so we'll be shipping many of them before the end of the month here, and then a couple of them do extend into September just as things roll out. So essentially relatively immediate as far as availability. The one key thing that we didn't mention as we went through that I think is worth just calling out is obviously we've got beautiful colors this year, but the Hunt models that we have as well with the Polaris Pursuit camo and the upgrades on wheels and tires that you can see there in some of those, they're also fantastic as well. So we don't want to think that we've left any of the Hunters behind there. It's definitely a compelling lineup from anything that we want to do, from all the way from mud to hard work to hunting, anything. The whole spectrum really sees a lot of the improvements that we've made here.
Yep. Yeah, and you can get the Northstar Ultimate in camo as well with the 29-inch tires, which I know all of you guys, all you hunters love the added ground clearance and awesome style too. All right, I think we just have one quick other question that just came through. I have an XP 1000. Does it have a reverse chain?
Great question. So XP 1000, keep in mind, across the lineup is a geared reverse. So there's been a lot of confusion about, is it just mudders, is it the regular vehicles, or the high lifters, I should say, and it is all of them in the XP 1000 lineup that have that really tough reverse gear in them.
Awesome. All right, guys, I'm being told that it's time to wrap up. So if you guys have any additional questions, please feel free to submit them and we will get answers out to you as soon as possible. But thanks again for tuning in, and go to your nearest dealership and enjoy the all-new 2021 Rangers.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. No fear. Yeah. King. Yeah. No fear. Only fight. I'm fearless. It's only right. My head's up. I stay strong. Forever young. May you live long. With perseverance, hold on and stand tall. Never back down with my back against the wall. I'm an overcomer, I overcame it, y'all. I conquered every mountain, I've been through it all. You gotta seize it every moment, every minute. Every time you get a chance, you gotta live it. Handle your business. I'm never scared with no fear, I'm well aware. I stay ready, I'm well prepared. I risk it all for the cause, take a